schemas. There's a schema for every situation that you've ever been in. This little box here explains your life and can be explained down to every little thing. So essentially, you could use an example of being a student. There are roles when you are students. You have the role of a student that interacts with the roles usually of a teacher or other students. In this example, you could use it as a teacher. So you have a role of a student, role of a teacher. For, a student, it may be to go and sit in your chair, be quiet and let the teacher teach. There's certain scripts you go under. You can see the roles, adverbs, and scripts. There's certain scripts that are followed. You go into the class, like I said, you sit down in your chair and you be quiet and let the teacher teach. But you can break those schemas. You can break those scripts. You don't have to just go sit down in a chair. What if you just go lay down on a desk? Like I said, there's a schema for everything, but you're kind of breaking the script there. There's not a certain script that you're following. How do you respond? How does the teacher respond to that? Typically, it's going to be, sit in your chair or, be quiet, listen. Please sit in your chair, that kind of thing. You could fall under the social norms. So social norms would be to sit in the chair, be quiet and let the teacher teach. You can break out of the social norms or you could follow the social norms. So an example that we went over in class that I found interesting was the best way to disrupt your social norms. So you can use a nice shirt example. And somebody says, hey, nice shirt. There's 4 ways you can respond. You can respond with the typical, oh, thank you, I appreciate it, that kind of thing. The second example is you can return it back. Oh, hey, you have a nice shirt as well. Oh, I like your shirt too. Or you could do it as a third example, a different one. Nice shoes. I like your shoes. Oh, your hair looks good today. You could respond back to your compliment with a different one. Or the fourth one is you could have false modesty. Oh yeah, it was just something I put on. Oh yeah, it's just something that I found laying on the ground. I just threw it on. But a way to break that is if somebody were to do the example of, oh, nice butt. Oh, you could be cooperative for this. Oh, thanks, cool, I appreciate it. Thanks. But then there's also a second example, which could be disruptive. But there's different types for this. You could be, that could affect, I guess, your social ability in it. So you could use 2 different types of things in this disruptive way. You could either be kind of passive, which would just be to kind of ignore it. Someone says, hey, nice butt, and you just keep walking. Don't disrupt anything, just keep going. Or you could be active and say, what'd you say? Why would you say that? Oh, are you trying to be that way or something like that? And the third example would be cooperative disruption. For cooperative disruption, you could say, oh, thanks. You too, I guess. Or you could do an example of, hey, nice butt. And you could respond back with, how could you respond back? You respond back with, oh, yeah, it's looking a little bigger today or looking a little better than yours today or something like that too. So you can be cooperative, but you can also fight back a little bit.